Time for a little friendly fire. Jason Whitlock, Shemeka Michelle, Shemeka and Jason. Shemeka, I have an awesome topic for us today. T.I., the rapper, Tip. He's having some issues with his son, King, I believe. King, like a lot of young people, wants to be extra ghetto and wants his street cred. But let's play the video and then we'll get our reaction.
You capping.
And you're upset. You're mad.
You capping.
You're
You capping. I know you capping. I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though.
Man,
I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself and the family, nigga. You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself.
Man, get off me.
What is she talking about?
Get off me, nigga. Man, get off me, nigga.
Well, you can't do nothing with me. Shit you can do with me.
This sounds like an episode of Desperate Rap Houses or Desperate Trap Houses. Maybe that's what they should call this. Desperate Trap Houses. The trials and tribulations of rap families as, some spoiled rich kid. I'm standing on business. You capping. And he's trying to act like he's a thug. His daddy acted like he's a thug in his rap career. None of this surprises me. Your thoughts?
I just wonder if he was standing on business after T.I. yoked him up, because he was doing a whole lot of talking beforehand. And I agree with you. I think it's so silly. Like, when I saw this, I'm thinking, King, we watched you grow up on television. I mean, probably not you. You were actually doing something with your life. But some of us watched some of those episodes, the show they had, and it's like, King, we saw you live a good life. So when his parents were joking with him, because they were joking prior to this clip, telling him that he was never raised in the ghetto or the hood. He was always in a gated community, and he was trying to say, no, when I went to my grandma's house, like as if that made him some type of thug. And they were saying, you only wanted to go to your grandma's house because you could still suck your pacifier there. Like, you sucked your pacifier until you were 12. And so he got so upset for having a good life. And to me, it just shows that he lacks gratitude. He's not, humble or thankful for the life that he had. You don't have to be one of these kids that actually had to wonder if you would make it back home. You had a very good life, but for some reason, so many of them want this thug life. And in my opinion, it goes to the rap that we hear all the time. And why would you want to exemplify that when you actually had a good life? But I thought it was kind of funny, and I wish the tape wouldn't have stopped rolling so I could actually see the little battle between him and his dad.
I love these rappers that love to pretend like their music had no cultural influence and isn't remotely responsible for young black men thinking that if I wasn't in a gang, if I wasn't in the streets, if I didn't deal dope, if I wasn't involved in gunplay, then I'm really not black. When we're looking at T.I.'s own son want to live that life, and I've seen there's different levels of this, but I've seen white kids have a version of this, be ashamed of the fact that they have two parents and live in a nice neighborhood and, want to reject the privilege of having two parents. And I'm looking at black kids who have this disease even worse, where it's like we're really ashamed if we didn't grow up AKA hard. And these rappers are to blame. Their music and that culture they expressed on television has really brainwashed a lot of kids into being ashamed of having two parents and having grown up in a loving, supportive environment. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for T.I. here or any of these rappers. I wish they would be honest and acknowledge the consequences. Again, they're not solely to blame. Obviously, the people that run the music industry, that support this style of music, but you participated in it. You know, it's a satanic brainwashing of young people that the rappers participated in, and they can't run from that responsibility.
Jason, I've seen so many kids just around here that I know were raised in two-parent households, were raised in really good homes, go out and commit robbery. And I'm looking like, what are you robbing for? You had everything at your fingertips. So many kids just turn away from actually living a good life because we equate ignorance with black. And that's one of the things that really gets under my skin, because we see it with us a lot. If we don't talk a certain way or act a certain way, we're coons or we're Uncle Toms, because we have, made society feel like ignorance is black. And so we can hashtag black excellence all day long. It's just a hashtag if that's not how we're living. If we're not trying to line our lives up with this excellence that we claim that we have. Because if we did, our kids would not be doing what we see them doing. They would not be thinking that, oh, I have this great privilege. Every, thing has been given to me to succeed, yet I don't want to succeed. I want to look back and I want to keep my eyes on what was. You always hear them talk about, oh, this was slavery or this was Jim Crow. You are so far removed from that. Why is that your focus? Like, you can look back, but you can only move forward. And once our black people actually understand that, we would be a lot better as a culture, as a people, because this whole idea of having to hang on to lifestyles that we never experienced, it's silly and it goes deep. You even see it with our so-called elites who are constantly talking about racism and slavery and Jim Crow, graduating from Ivy League schools and still pushing that type of agenda. So it trickles down. You wonder why our kids feel like they can't succeed. It's because we constantly push this narrative that the only way to be black is to be stupid.
Shemeka, great job. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed this content, I need you to hop in the comments and leave a comment. Tell us what you think about T.I. and his son King in the Desperate Trap Houses. What do you think of that name? All right, we'll see you next time. Help us grow the Fearless Army. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all of your fearless friends.